All right, welcome. You are starting your sales position. That's super exciting and also can be a little daunting and a little scary, especially if you're new to sales. So I just kind of want to walk you through some of the things that you might encounter while you're doing sales. So one of the things that I've noticed with other salespeople is that once they get a no, their first no, it's really hard for them to get past that, and then it eats them up. Keep this as a positive thing. This is actually a good thing. If you get a yes right away, then either you nailed it on the first try, which is awesome, or sometimes you just lucked out and the person was just ready and you hit them at the right time. You said the right things and all that good stuff. But however, sales doesn't always work like that. So you're going to get probably a lot of no's, or people kind of throwing you off and just saying, no, sorry, I'm too busy. Or you won't even get to the boss or the person that makes the decisions. And that's okay. This is for you to grow and be able to get past what we call the gatekeeper. So the gatekeeper I call is like the front desk person. Sometimes those are the people that you really need to get into connection with first before they will actually pass you off to their boss. So one of the things that I would suggest is, number one, your very first call, and we'll get into this, but I kind of just want to quickly run through a couple things. Your very first call, you're just calling to find out who the manager or the boss is and get their name, and then and who makes the decisions or who makes the decisions. So just don't think that your very first call to a place is going to be like, boom, done. I got it, nailed it. And sometimes, like I said, it might actually happen, and good for you. That's amazing. However, like I said, it doesn't always happen like that, or 9 times out of 10, it doesn't happen like that. You got to build a relationship with them first. This is probably going to be offside a little bit, but it's the truth. How many people would sleep with somebody they met in 5 minutes? Probably not a whole lot. You have to build that connection with that person, start trusting that person, and start liking that person to be able to then do the deed. So it's the same thing in sales. You need to slowly introduce yourself, show them what you can do, show them that you're persistent, show them your personality, and start earning their trust. And then after that, once that you've really nailed it in their head, then they're going to be ready to say yes. So just a quick overview. Some of the things that you're going to have to do with your job position is bringing in new clients, new customers. You're going to be understanding and mastering all the products and services that we have. So some of you are going to be mainly focused on vehicle wraps, and some of you are going to be focused on tires and sales for windshields and tires, sorry. And then some of you are going to be more focused on selling just like our products. So don't be... just make sure you understand all the products that we can do in your area. And then from there, you can sell those things, sell the little things. So just keep in mind that some of you are more focused towards one thing, but don't think that you can't sell the other things like our corporate clothing or stuff like that. You'll also be having to really understand the design process, and in the next couple sections in Trainual, you will see how that kind of works out. If it doesn't make any sense, please let me know, and I'll try to make better videos or better things, better type for you so that it makes more sense. I know some people are visual and some people really like videos, some people really like to read. So I kind of tried to incorporate it all. And then I also tried to do some quick, quick reference guides for you to be able to follow along also. You'll have to master your workflow process. So really being, again, knowing how things come in and come out, especially what your job is within the process, understanding how the installation works. So that is really important. I would love for you guys to all come to our main shop and see how the installation actually happens. However, I do have videos in here so you can kind of see what it entails for us to actually do the wrap. And you'll be creating the orders, surpassing goals. So make sure that you know what your goals are or your quotas are for each month. And then hopefully you surpass them, because that would be amazing. You also our salesperson, you're kind of working from home. Or you may be in our office once in a while, but for you, those of you that are out of town, mostly you're going to be working independently. So again, independently means on your own. So I can't be there all the time. We do have sales meetings. Please make sure that you join those sales meetings. If you can't for whatever reason, please let me know. However, for the most part, you are an independent salesperson. So just keep that in mind. I cannot be there for everyone, even though I would love to. It's just not physically and mentally, I can't actually do that. Problem solving and execution on your problem. So if a customer has a problem about something, you're gonna have to try to problem solve that quickly on your own. If you can't, that was when you would bring me in. Put on a show. So not fakely. We don't want fake. We don't want made up. We don't want all these things that other companies do to try to get the business. We just want to show people that we are good at what we do. We are confident at what we do, and then kind of, play your own role. So I like to call myself the badass salesperson. So when I do sales, I get into that mindset of being like a badass. So then I create myself as like, I can do this, I'm good at this, I can sell anything. And then those days work out really well. When I don't get myself into that mindset, I have a really hard time. So just keep that in mind, that you just want to kind of, be the person you need to be to do the sales. Organization and movement. So making sure that you have good organization, who you're calling, who you have to call, who you need to follow up with. Monday.com is a really good program that we use to kind of have things in order. However, you don't have to use it if you have a different system that works for you. Again, we do have it, and there's a training section on it if you want to take advantage of that. But again, it's totally up to you for that. I just want to make sure that however you're organizing your stuff, it works for you, and then it also, in the end, works for us, because whatever you bring in, you get money off of, and then it turns into the front desk person getting money, and then the installers also getting money, because our installers are paid per job. So if we don't have any jobs for them, they don't get paid, and they're not very happy. So you're kind of the main person that has to bring in the sales for us, and close the sales so that everyone in the pipeline can make some money. So it's not just sales and this is my job. It's your job to make sure that everybody has a job to do. So cold calling and emailing. So again, you're going to have to do a lot of cold calling. Yes, cold calling sucks. Everyone hates cold calling. But if you get good at it and you know what you're doing along the process, it's actually not that bad. You just have to have a script-ish. Don't follow it like bam, 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 because people can tell that you're following a script, and they then now know that you're almost fake and you're just calling because this is what you have to do. Like, how many times have you answered the phone and it's like, hello, how are you today? It's awful. Nobody wants to listen to those people. So just keep in mind, your first call is going to be literally just learning the front desk person's name, learning who the owner is or the boss is or whoever makes the decisions, and that's it. That's your first call. Then after that, you call and say, hey, Bob, is John in today? Guess what? 9 times out of 10, if you know the boss's name, you're in. They're going to give you I shouldn't say 9 times out of 10. I should say 7 times out of 10. They will just pass you along to the actual owner. So on the second call, you should be more prepared to talk to that person, to talk to the boss. So that being said, you want to be really confident about everything that you need to know beforehand. So yes, there's processes of like how to do the things once you get the order, but I would really like you to focus on more of like how everything works. What are the questions that people are going to answer or ask, and for you to be able to answer them quickly and efficiently and actually sound like you know what you're talking about. Those are the things that you should really focus on in the first couple of weeks of your training. It's actually further down in the training, but just maybe jump there and do that first, and then go back to how the process works. And then you're going to have to go into new businesses. So you're going to have to show up personally into the business after the second call. I say call, number 1, call, find out. Call 2, talk to the manager if you can. 3, you're going into that business. If it's somewhere out of town, try to make it so that you have a few places to go so you can hit all 3 of those places or all 5 of those places. Don't overload your schedule either though, because you don't want to miss the top ones. So make sure you go to the top ones first if you are going out. And then the last one is just mastering rapport. So again, it just boils down to everything that I just said. So I would like for you to dive in, learn all the things. If you have questions, please email me right away.